I now have the pleasure of turning it over to one of my dear colleagues, and I think someone that many of us know well and have come to love, the mother of all mothers. I call her Kay Matthews. And Kay, before I do turn it over to you, we're not going to be able to see Kay's video today. We'll hear her voice and see her photo here for just a moment. I also want to acknowledge that we have another special guest who's not making remarks, but Jack D'Amato from Congresswoman Lauren Underwood's office, who is co-sponsoring the Black Maternal Health Momnibus, a separate Momnibus that's also a part of ours. So Jack, just want to give you a shout out and thank you and your boss for your leadership and all of your smarts. We love having men helping to lead this work. So thank you for your help. And Kay, now over to you.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Joy, for that wonderful introduction. So I've had the opportunity to be involved in the creation of the Momnibus, not just through Congress, but also working with Representative Underwood. So my section, I'm going to talk about the Honoring Kiera Johnson Act, which if you're not familiar with Kiera Johnson, she's a daughter, a wife, and a mother. And after going in for a scheduled C-section, complaining of abdomen pain, severe abdomen pain, and her husband, Charles Johnson, who you may have saw or not, but you will see Charles constantly asking for assistance from the doctors and the nurses, and basically being ignored. By the time 10 hours later, Kiera was willed to the back for emergency surgery, they found that during the C-section, her abdomen had been lacerated and she had bled to death. So this, in all of its in the light in which we see it, sadly, Kiera died on the operating table. But this is a preventable death, and as we probably all have heard, our mortality morbidity rates for African American women are 3 times higher than any other race, and sometimes 10, depending on what city or state we're talking about. So this Honoring Kiera Johnson Act is sponsored by Alma Adams, and of course, it has a lot of other representatives that are standing behind Alma Edwards. So the Honoring Kiera Act, of course, Mom Congress is proud to support it. It is in the package of the 9 bills. And as the newly appointed Black Caucus moderator for Mom Congress 2.5, those that are interested in the Black maternal health bills that are being introduced, we're certainly going to take a deeper dive. But this bill will provide funding to community-based organizations, particularly those that are led by Black women. There be grant programs to implement and study the constant bias and racism that we hear about and know exist. Of course, that funding could be used for trainings for all employees that are in a maternity care setting, funding for respective maternity care. And respective is such a word that I think we need to do a little bit more on what actually respective care looks like. And so this bill in particular will actually create like a compliance like this. If you're not following these steps in this order, you're not doing something right. So that's what this bill will also help to do. It will also provide mechanisms for pregnant and postpartum patients to report these instances where they feel like they're not receiving the respective care that they deserve. It's not that it actually, respective care should be an automatic thing. You shouldn't have to demand it. It should be automatically given to you. And so also being able to report biases, and by reporting these things, you will at some point get these people to be held, get the healthcare system to be held accountable for, again, preventable deaths. So that's pretty much what, just a little overview of what the Honoring Kiera Johnson Act is. Again, we will take deeper dives into these bills, and together collectively we're certainly going to make the shift happen that is long overdue and needs to happen now more than ever, because it is 2020 and it is beyond time for it to be the year of the mother. So thank you.
Thank you, Kay.
You're
I
welcome.
also